my channel. Welcome back to another video. I'm Jessie and you're watching so very excited to be filming my very belated August TBR. First of all, it's September. It's September. Akasha, you're disrespectful. I'm very stoked about this TBR because there are some books on here that I've been trying to get to forever. There are some anticipated reads. There's some reads I'm really not sure about. Very stoked about that. But before we get into the nitty and the gritty of this September TBR, Akasha, please, I'm trying to film. Not Akasha and Jan making out off camera. Not you chewing yourself on camera.
Gotta keep
ma'am.
PG on your channel.
She was not walking around before I turned this camera on. Now all of a sudden, she knows sabotage. This video is sponsored by none other than Book of the Month. They are this amazing e-commerce subscription box where every single month you get to pick one of the hottest titles that are on the market right now, and it gets sent to you in this nice, bright, blue box. So what Book of the Month essentially does is they scour the titles that are coming up, really highly anticipated releases. They check out debut, new, emerging authors, as well as authors who have been around the game for a while. And they take these books, they pick 5 of the most promising titles, the titles that they really think are shining, and they put them up on their website. You get to pick one of them, and that book, that selection is sent to you in this cool blue box. One of my favorite things that Book of the Month does is they do all of this hard work for you so that you don't have to stay in the know about what's coming out. Book of the Month, you can just let them do all of that work for you. Many of the Book of the Month selections you get to get your hands on before the general public does. So if you like having a little bit of exclusivity, it might be a good subscription box for you. And I love that they always have a vast array of genres and different types of stories that they are centering each and every month. Why don't we talk about the books that Book of the Month is centering this month in September? This is a really good lineup that Book of the Month chose, and I'm very happy with these books. So the first book is one that I'm deeply interested in, and that is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. Very excited about this because it's a domestic thriller featuring a couple. The husband has face blindness. Essentially, the two of them win this getaway. They go to this remote cottage in Scotland. Secrets that they've been keeping from each other over the course of 10 years unravel, and it's supposed to be very isolated, very secluded, very claustrophobic atmosphere, and those are just all things that I very much love. Then we have The Love Hypothesis. This is a science romance. We have a romance from a PhD candidate in grad school, and she falls in love with this hotshot, really cocky, annoying professor, and I can get down with that as somebody who was a science major myself, and also the writer is a scientist, which I'm pretty geeked about that, so I'm very excited about that book. Y'all know I love a good memoir, and this is Beautiful Country by Qian-Julie Wang, and I'm very excited about this book. It details the life of a Chinese undocumented girl who is living in poverty, and I'm just really excited about this one. We have The Sweetest Remedy, which is one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen in my life. I love a good brown romance. I'm so freaking excited to see this beautiful romance between two beautiful Black people. I've heard amazing good things about The Sweetest Remedy. This is actually the pick that I would have chosen for myself, believe it or not. Y'all know I'm not a big romance fan, but I've just heard such good things about this one. This book is partially set in Nigeria. I absolutely adore books that are not set in the United States, and I'm very excited for all of the Nigerian culture and the centering of Nigerian individuals in the story. Then we have The Neighbor's Secret. I'm very excited about this thriller because it centers around people in a book club. Obviously, that is an atmosphere that I'm going to enjoy as a booktuber, and also I find books that are set in neighborhoods, specifically about the culture of a neighborhood and how creepy neighbors can be, very scary. So I'm super excited about this thriller. Those are the Book of the Month selections for this month, the month of September. And if you want to get your very first Book of the Month box for only $9.99, just use my code BOWTIES, which is going to be in the description box below. Again, this is an offer you should definitely take advantage of because you can't get new releases, hardcover books, sometimes early releases at a cheaper price anywhere else. Thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring another one of my videos, and without further ado, we're gonna jump into the September TBR. You're such a griefer. Oh my god.
Hello. Jane, at your service.
Oh my god, not service. Jan is here because she lives here. This is a heart.
Oh my. You're so lame.
You see it?
Yeah.
It's a heart.
It looks like a potato.
You're a potato. We're going to talk about the books that I'm going to be reading in the month of September, and I'm very, very excited. Obviously, I won't have these books with me in the physical because I came to visit my favorite chicken nugget. Chicken nugget.
Weirdo. I'm so nervous being in any of your videos because y'all have all the power to edit, and I'm scared. I'm scared I'll make some stupid face and then I'll just get zoomed in and see it on the internet. Rise to the sun! I'm 120 pages in. I'm annotating it with Jan's tabs. Oh shit.
How did you know?
I don't know.
That's
It's psychotic.
creepy. On page
That's
124.
psychotic.
Oh my god. That's a really good guess. Anyway, we're reading Rise to the Sun. This is the sequel, not me covering your face. This is not the sequel, the sophomore novel for Leah Johnson, who wrote You Should See Me in a Crown. And this is set at a music festival following two Black queer teens and two of their closest friends as they go through this scavenger hunt. And there may or may not,
obviously there is,
be some falling in love. There's some messiness. And these protagonists are very much at odds in their personalities. You have like the grumpy stoic one and then the sunshine one, and it's really, really good so far. I'm not quite halfway through, but absolutely loving it. Another book that I'm going to be reading, which this is a carryover from August's TBR, is Jade War. I'm reading this for a secret video and couldn't be more excited about this book. This is a book that
Is very beat up.
it's so beat up, but it's because it's loved.
Yeah.
It's loved.
Can I flop it?
Yeah, you can flop my book anytime. Also a carryover from last month is Blood and Honey, which we're going to be buddy reading Gods and Monsters
unfortunately.
eventually one day. Honestly, every time that we have said, oh, I'm going to read Blood and Honey, someone comments and is like, Blood and Honey is trash. And I'm like, okay, y'all all loved Serpent and Dove. And if you all hated Blood and Honey, there's no hope for me, because if you've been watching my channel for 2 minutes, you know that I can't stand Serpent and Dove.
Because it was supposed to be a duology, so this is like a bridge book, because they extended it from a duology to a trilogy. So that's why it's so bad, because it was just a lot of filler.
God, not me turning to a page and the first thing I see is I promise you won't suffer.
Okay, we're just gonna put that down.
This is a young adult fantasy about this witch and this witch hunter who are forced into a marriage and they fall in love, and it's about...
Spoiler alert, down.
Isn't that kind of...
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, is that really a spoiler? I can't even talk about this book with any joy in my heart because I hated the first one so much.
Everyone's gonna be like, Jesse, why is it on your TBR?
I know.
It's for content purposes.
Next book that I have on my TBR is The Natural Mother of the Child, which we are reading for Envy Book Club, the non-binary book club that I run. This is a memoir about being non-binary and being a parent, and I'm very excited
about the parent, not the non-binary. I can't.
Okay, so we have transphobia in the house.
Oh my god, we have parent phobia. I have parent phobia. I don't want to ever have kids, so that's why I said that. Come on, be nice.
I'm not the one. How about you be nice?
I don't want kids. Ew, my snake tail looks like a rat tail. Okay. I don't want to have kids. That's it. That's why I don't like reading books with about parenthood.
Mom, come pick me up. I'm going to be reading White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson, which is one of my most anticipated reads.
Same.
And I've heard amazing things about it. I don't really know the plot, and I want to go into it knowing very little, but I believe it's about a haunted house.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, it's haunted house. And then I don't know if y'all have seen that amazing book trailer that got released on Tiffany's Instagram. So cool. Like it's a whole production. It is freaking stunning. So exciting. If you haven't seen it, go to Tiffany D. Jackson's Instagram and check out the book trailer for White Smoke. It is so good. It's definitely the best like non-animated book trailer that I've ever seen. It's so freaking dope, y'all. So definitely excited about that. And I've heard the twist is pretty wild. Tiffany D. Jackson is amazing at twists.
Which one?
Yeah, I think it might be that one.
Okay.
Jan encouraged me to read Home Before Dark for the buzzword of September. Oh, you have Home Before Dark?
Yes.
Lovely. Yes, so pretty. Yes, going to be reading Home Before Dark by Riley Sager.
Yeah.
I have the audiobook and I just feel like it's going to be really good. You know? So what is Home Before Dark about? Do you want to give a synopsis?
Ew. That was gross.
Hannibal Lecter.
I need to know the reference.
That was
It's about this woman who stayed at this house. Damn, it's been a while. Who stayed at this house as a child. The dad is an author, so there's like excerpts from his book about this house during the days that they stayed there. And then so now she's like all grown up and it's dual timelines. And she's like trying to she flips houses for a living, and she goes to this house and then she reads her dad's like manuscripts and stuff, and then goes back to the house and like tries to see if there are actually ghosts or not. And yeah,
I love that trope.
it's really
I do like that trope.
Is it paranormal? Is it not?
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Okay, cool. So that is the synopsis for Home Before Dark. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you and all that you do for me. Huh?
It actually scared me. Like, I was
for
actually
real?
creeped out. But I mean, I'm me and y'all, so.
Yeah, we watched The Conjuring last night, and Jan watched it like this, like the whole freaking time. Was actually dying, and insisted we had the lights on, which defeats the purpose of a scary movie at all. But
That's fine. We love killing joy.
also, the sequel to Blood and Honey, Gods and Monsters. I'm not sure if I specified it, but is also on the TBR. So I have to read both of these books that will inevitably disappoint me to death. And then we also are planning to read My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. That is the latest book by the absolute king of horror. He is so amazing. I love Stephen Graham Jones's books. Although if you've been following me on Instagram, you already know that I finished it and have some thoughts about that. But it is a slasher book, and it's up to the local horror chick who is absolutely obsessed with horror, and everybody, like, nobody takes her seriously. And she's seeing all these tropes unfold that are showing the signs that they're actually in a horror film. And she's trying to warn the town that an impending slasher is coming.
So good.
It sounds good. Next up,
I feel like I'd like it.
Okay.
I feel like I'd like it.
Yeah, well, you read it. You read it then. I don't want to hear, Jessie, I didn't like it.
We're like 50-50 on our tastes.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, I'm actually very excited to see what you think of it.
yeah, I'll definitely read it still, despite your
You do it.
thoughts.
I buddy read it with Gabby, and Gabby DNF'd it.
God, how far in?
Maybe halfway. Maybe halfway.
Because that makes a difference.
Yeah.
In my
Doesn't.
My further actions after listening to ew, why did I say that?
Further actions? What is this, like a courtroom?
Like hearing someone I trust read a book and then DNF it. Like, if she only DNF'd it at like 20 pages, I would have been like, okay, I'll still read it.
You'll still read it.
Still like gung-ho about it. But ew, where are these words coming from? Why am I speaking like I was born in the Okay. Continue, sorry.
Also, going to be reading We Hunt the Flame. This is for a secret TBR. Very, very excited about this book. This is a YA fantasy following I don't know the second perspective because I think that there's two perspectives, yeah? But I do know that the first perspective, we are following a hunter, and she is not allowed to be a hunter because hunters are not allowed to be female, but she is responsible for helping feed her ailing village. That was really all I knew about this fantasy going into it. I know that there's a dual perspective from a male love interest, right?
I think so. I only read like a few chapters of it.
Let's find out.
I think one of them is an assassin, or is that the hunter?
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to be wrong. Okay, war is brewing as the R's swoops. War is brewing and the R's sweeps closer with each passing day, engulfing the land in shadow. So the R's is this dark forest that you go in and you basically die. And this forest is encroaching and taking over more and more in the land. And this hunter is renowned for going into this forest bravely and coming back with food for the village, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure how this turns into a romance. Oh, I see. So Nasir, her love interest, is sent by the Sultan on a mission to retrieve an important artifact and kill the hunter. So that's where the assassin part comes in. Yeah. And
I know it has an iconic first line. I remember I read it on my phone. That's why I had to soft DNF it. Yeah.
Ooh, that is good. That is good. Yeah, secret TBR video. Very excited. Also reading Sisters by Daisy Johnson. This is an author that I've been trying very hard to get into. I read Everything Under, which people on like literary bookstagram were raving about because it is an Odyssey retelling, and I was so excited. I heard amazing things about the writing, and then I read the book.
Oh.
And I didn't see it. I didn't see it. They saw it, but I didn't see it, you know? And so Sisters is like a soft horror book about these two sisters who are trying to escape something horrible that happened, and they go to their childhood home, and they move back into their childhood home who they really don't have any memories in, and it gets scary from there.
That sounds good.
Before wrapping up this video, I want to talk about Sci-Fi September, which I am hosting and very, very freaking excited about hosting with some other amazing, beautiful people. And don't worry, you're going to see a dedicated vlog, but definitely going to start with the Descender comics. Going to start with the Descender comics, which I've already read, but I'm going to reread in preparation for Ascender. So Descender is set in this world where AI companions, robots, have been banned. They will be taken from you if you are found to be in possession of them. It's really, really good, but I don't really remember the plot points of it very well because it's been a while since we read it. And then Ascender follows the child of the protagonist in Descender 10 years after all of the wildness has gone down. And I really like that trope of like revisiting a world that you've enjoyed in a distant future, in a near distant future, if that makes sense. So definitely gonna be reading those iconic graphic novels. I might throw in another book in the middle of that vlog. I have a bunch of sci-fi comics that I want to get through, so I kind of want to make it like a graphic novel, binging my graphic novels, my sci-fi graphic novels sort of thing. But we will see. You'll have to just stay tuned for the vlog. Yeah. If you made it this far into the messiness, why don't you put a the two friends emoji?
Aww.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. And if you don't have, I feel like friends is a weird word to type if you don't use emojis. Buddies. Shenanigans. Or you can comment shenanigans because this is my Jan. And Jan's channel is going to be linked in the description box below if you sadly have been missing out on her content and want to check her out.
That's why I'm here. Not only as Jesse's prop, but for clout.
Not a prop. Not a prop. I'm screaming. All right, y'all, that's gonna do it for this video. Until next time, stay safe, wear your mask. Bye.